Hey everybody, today I want to talk a little bit about gold. You're hearing a lot about it, and I wanted to show everybody a little bit about what it actually looks like in the different sizes that you're prone to buy. Um, with gold, there's really no wrong way. There's of course different opinions depending on how much you're looking to spend and what your budget is. And then of course if you have plenty of money, there's a little bit more that goes into the equation, such as should you be buying bullion, coins, American coins, Canadian coins. But this is a pretty good representation of everything up to an ounce on the bullion side. So, as I mentioned in my other videos, these are gold wafers. So these are 1 gram. Those ones probably going to cost you now with spot going up $60, $70. Maybe not that much. Maybe in the 40s or 50s. That's probably right around where I bought those. But those are a way to get into getting some gold under your belt. Of course, it's small, but over time it starts to build up. The downside with those is, of course, you're paying a high premium on top of what the actual gold content is. So something a little bit bigger, you're going to get more bang for your buck as far as not so much of the money going into premium. So these, which are a later pickup, pretty recent, these are Canadian 1/10 maple gold coins. So these ones are again 1/10 of an ounce of gold. And these ones are pretty nifty because you can stack them and they should be pretty easy to liquidate if that time comes. Again, 1/10 of an ounce, there's going to be a pretty decent premium on there. And again, because it's an actual not circulated, but it's an actual coin designed by the Canadian Mint, there's a little bit more of a premium there too. So you have to factor that in if you buy something like these. These, though, I think, like I mentioned in a previous video, I plan to start filling tubes with these because as spot goes up, these are actually going to be an appreciable amount of value per coin. So right now they're $150, $170, but as spot climbs, it's going to be a more appreciable amount. So when you go to liquidate, if you just throw in a couple, that's some real money. So again, something to consider. Also with those, space isn't a problem because you can just buy a tube, put them in, just make sure you remember where you put them. Now, these ones, so these bars, these ones, for example, these are just different makers, but different mints, but same weight. So this one here is a 5 gram bar. So this would be equivalent to like 5 of the Canadian maples. As far as, I'm sorry, 5 of the wafers per bar. And it's, I mean, again, it's an appreciable amount when you start to figure that, spot price of gold is climbing. So something like this, 5 grams, you're looking at a couple $100 worth of value. And so these two are both 5 grams to give you an idea of what those look like. This one here is a 10-gram bar. So this one is a PAMP 10 gram. So this is where you actually start to get into, actual weight. Because if you get a few of these, you're starting to close in on getting an ounce. So, but when you look at them side by side, for example, the one on the left is the 5 gram, the one on the right is the 10 gram. It's not a huge difference in size. It's just that one's a little bit, even the width of the bar is pretty close. So that just goes to show you, like, weight-wise, gold is pretty dense, of course, as we all know. And to give you an idea of the different looks, now, bullion is bullion. You're going to get spot back. So don't buy it for looks. Unless that's your thing, but you're not going to get any real return on value. You're going to get whatever the spot price is. Again, spot being the going value of gold at that time. or whatever precious metal you're trading. But if you take a look at the PAMP bar, I mean, it has a nice design. And as long as you keep it in here, these are all assayed and they have their numbers. So should make it easy to liquidate. But again, the Valcambi bars, again, I'm partial to those. Pretty simple design, but it looks nice. What can I say? Last but not least, 1 gram bars. 1 gram bars, those are going to be super straightforward. Again, these ones, 1 ounce bars. 1 ounce bars, my mistake. These ones are going to be value. I mean, when you liquidate these, you're talking about right now $1,500 plus. But once gold spot starts really rising, you could be talking about a few $1,000s per one of these bars. So again, the key is going to be get it as close to spot. Again, the Valcambi bar, there's a premium on there just because of the way it looks, the name, blah, blah, blah. Is it worth it? Probably not in the grand scheme of things. So you want to get, whatever the sales are on something like JM Bullion, APMEX. Those are pretty reputable places to be getting your bullion. And the more that you stack, the more value you're going to get. Plain and simple. So again, as I've talked about on other videos, bullion, in my opinion, is the place to be right now, as opposed to like specialty coins or things with a premium. Because in the end, the only thing that you're nearly guaranteed, I guess you're not even guaranteed that, is spot. So if you have more gold, it doesn't matter what type of gold it is, as long as it's all corresponding purity. But the more gold you have, the more you're going to get back, plain and simple. Versus if you have a few coins that have a big premium, somebody wants to buy them, somebody doesn't. That's just a whole hassle that you don't necessarily need. Now, if you already have a bunch of gold and you want to diversify, great. Then that's a great place, because there's going to be ups and downs. You may make a killing on something like that. Again, my opinion is just my opinion. I'm not directing you to go any particular way, but I just wanted to give you an idea of different sizes and types of bullion and bullion coins, just so that you can get an idea of, okay, when I actually buy this, what is it going to look like? What am I going to be seeing coming in the mail or from my coin shop? These ones are actually kind of surprising because if you've never purchased the Maple Leafs or Silver Eagles or Gold Eagles, the first time I bought them, I wasn't sure if the size was going to be different, if it was just going to be a different purity of coin, but it is size. So if you buy a 1 ounce, it's going to be a much bigger coin. So just little things, but again, just my take on what your stack's going to look like as you start putting it together. And again, weight's the key. So until next time, take it easy.